Monday. Time to suck the man's dick, folks. It's Monday News Day, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday, February 12th, 2024. And the second month of the year, goddamn, we're burning through the second month of the year. I'm Hasan Piker. We have a lot to cover on this beautiful Monday, on this beautiful day today. Okay? Farmers protest? No, I don't care about that. It's just like farmers protest is always like, what happened, dude? They're not getting like $7 trillion in subsidies. Oh shit, what the fuck? Like, universally, when we talk about farmers, okay, here's what I will say. When we talk about farmers, no, I love agriculture. Everybody thinks about like the actual like servant class, the peasant class of farmers, right? Like the dudes who are oftentimes like migrants on a really shitty visa, like migrant laborers, or literally straight up undocumented workers. Like those aren't the people. Okay, the people that like own the farms are the people that are generationally wealthy, have like a shit ton of assets, right? And they're still working. They're still owner operators for the most part. But like half the time, these guys, especially ones that haven't been completely wiped out and turned into like one big mega corporation, half the time whenever farmers are like getting mad at shit, it's like, oh, especially in Europe, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe the government shut off like some of our subsidy, so we are now not turning profit at the same fucking clip that we used to. Or they're like, I can't believe the government has decided to, I don't know, put forward some like methane emission initiative that that made it so that like we have to fucking suck up some of the cow farts or whatever. And it's like they get so mad, and then they start putting manure everywhere. Like everybody always is like, oh yeah, this is the real working class revolution. Like, why don't you fucking cover it? It's like, no, man, I hate to do this. Well, I don't actually, but in most circumstances, the dude working at the Starbucks with the septum piercing, okay, who's they, them, non-binary, that's a real working class motherfucker right there. That's like the actual working class person. Farmers on the other hand are LARPing as like working class people. People are so aesthetics focused that they unironically think, crazy ass take. No, that's not a crazy ass take. That's a valid ass take. Okay? People literally hyper focus on the aesthetics. Like they'll oftentimes laugh about like grad students that are revolting. Okay? They're doing a revolt or whatever. And everyone's like, freaking gay ass grad students, dude. Freaking gay ass grad students, dude. Like, I can't believe that these grad students are like fucking, what do they want? Like, they want to unionize for what? To make everybody in the union have like 1 day of butt sex? You know, that kind of shit. But it's like, no, those guys are like literally workers. And not only that, but they're also getting absolutely fucked. There's a difference between the guy who's on the field and the actual farmer who owns the farm. Now that farmer, and it varies. That farmer could be an owner operator. Okay, that farmer could absolutely be putting in the goddamn work, and that farmer still gets fucked by mega corporations like Monsanto and also John Deere and many other aspects of the agricultural production, causes a secondary exploitation upon small business owners as well. But like farmers in that regard are basically not the dudes you think of when you think of farmer. It is a term that casts a very wide net, all the way from the Guatemalan migrant laborer that's working for like $10 a day with a fucking that like by hand has to like grab all the avocados and put them in a bag, okay, versus the dude who's owned a generational farm with like a tremendous amount of output, right, and has millions and millions of dollars of assets, right? And then there's also the third degree of like the CEO guys that own the farms that don't even fucking actually farm at all personally, not owned and operated, that are also fucking over the owned and operator farms as well. I don't know how else to describe it, but I think a lot of people basically think that like when they fantasize about farmers, they think of like the guy, the dude who's in the field hand, basically the dude who's like in the mud. Okay. And as far as like class analysis goes, it's ironic because like the owner operator farmers are also getting shafted half the time by much larger mega corporations. Like I mentioned, John Deere with no right to repair and like incredibly exploitative contracts for like hardware and software that you're literally purchasing, but you're actually technically renting out. There's a lot of issues in the farming space, right? But they don't get mad at that as much as they get mad at like the government reducing the amount of subsidies that they give to the farmers, or even like any kind of like carbon emissions or any kind of like methane emissions protocols that they decide to run with. Ultimately, though, like I said, the notion of like these city folk have never seen a farm in their life, brother. They just think food spawns in Erewhon. Okay, but like even those who do know the farms ultimately, or the farmers ultimately, don't fully understand it from a class analysis. It's also very different. Like when you think about like the Indian farmers. Oh, I thought you were talking about the European farmer protest. Oh, he's saying the Indian farmers. Never mind. My bad. Yeah, this is very different. Indian farmers are like straight up fucking communist party. I thought you were talking about the fucking like in the Western world, when you see farmers protests, which have been going on in the EU, by the way. I thought that's what you were referencing. That's why I was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to talk about this again and again and again. It's like half the time it's like reactionary dudes that are like anti-vaxxers or whatever. Yeah. Indian farmers are just like straight up fucking Maoist and shit. Hasan pretends to be working class. I don't pretend to be working class at all. Oh my God. Stop with this.